Senator Sherrod Brown.
Tom, I can't believe you cut off somebody from Tunisia. I'm just like down the street. Really,
you're just yeah.
You are such a nice guy. I just didn't see that side of you before.
This is a fellow that I've been corresponding with for about a year. He's been giving us from on the. He's a Tunisian, and an American, and on the ground there, telling us what's happening. He's blind also, and he and his family. It's gotten bad enough that they just put up a GoFundMe page. They're trying to raise enough money to flee the country, basically.
Good. So glad you're helping him.
Yeah. So I wanted to publicize it. Anyhow, you just came back from a rally against TPP, what I call the Southern Hemisphere Asian Free Trade Agreement, SHAFTA. Do I have that right?
Very good. Southern Hemisphere Asia Free Trade Agreement, SHAFTA.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah. Hey,
people said NAFTA, CAFTA, SHAFTA, but I've never known anybody to actually put the word together in the acronym to do it properly. You have to go to the Thom Hartmann show to hear to such perfect English like that, so thank you.
Well, actually, one of my listeners came up with it, but feel free, take it and run with it. It's
Southern Hemisphere Asia.
Asian Free Trade Agreement, yeah.
Okay.
Because it's what it is, right? I mean, about a third of those countries are in the Southern Hemisphere. Most of them are in Asia, and other than us, I think. And it's a free trade agreement.
Yep.
So, anyway.
It's amazing that we just don't learn in this country on what's happened with trade. I mean, all the evidence is clearly in, and this, yet the elite in this country want to continue to do fast track and then another major trade agreement. This one's really bigger than any multilateral trade agreement we've been in. This is 40% of the world's economy, as you know.
Right. So tell me about the rally this morning.
Well, the rally was put on by the steelworkers. Senator Saunders was there, Congressman Ellison, a number of others. And the steelworkers have been probably the most active and engaged overall in fighting on these trade agreements. But what's notable on this agreement, among other things, is that this is every labor organization literally in the country, every union in the country is opposed to this, and that's never happened before. That even the more conservative unions, even the ones that sort of are dependent in part on trade, on moving goods, like the longshoremen, all of them oppose this because they know what it does to jobs. They know what it does to public health laws. It's a worldwide dumbing down of health and safety rules and regulations. It's a way, it's all about corporate handouts and worker sellouts. It's sort of NAFTA writ large, and it gives even more power to corporations to outsource jobs and to weaken other countries, other democratic nations' health and safety laws, food safety, worker safety, clean air, all of that.
And my understanding is that Senator Ron Wyden, Democrat of Oregon, and Senator Orrin Hatch, Republican of Utah, will be the co-sponsors of a fast-track bill if and when it hits the floor of the Senate. Do I have that right?
Probably have that right. We expect that Hatch and Wyden will introduce a bill in the next few days. They want to move it fast. I mean, you can see why. I mean, if with the term fast track's not an accident in this way, that they want to move this bill through quickly. They don't want much light shown on this bill. They don't want people to really understand what it does to weaken health and safety and environmental and food safety laws. They don't want people to understand the job impact. They don't want the wide-ranging discussion that we should, and debate around, which we should have around trade agreements. So they're going to try to move this bill really fast in committee. We will have lots of amendments. We're building at my website, sherrodbrown.com/no-fast-track. We're building momentum with my colleagues and around the country, and it's if elected officials are paying attention, we'll defeat this because the public clearly doesn't like this agreement.
All right. It seemed to me that Democrats by opposed to this, Republicans by and large are promoting it, but we have a Democrat in the White House and Ron Wyden's a Democrat. What is the argument in favor of SHAFTA, of TPP?
Well, I guess you ought to ask them. But the argument in favor of it is that trade agreements knock down barriers and it will lead us to the promised land. I mean,
in theory, it's a good thing.
That. I mean, they say that every time. But interestingly, this is almost nobody I know has seen this agreement. It's almost done. It's 400 or 500 pages now. To get access to it, a senator needs to go to the basement of the Capitol, to leave. You cannot take notes and take these notes out of the room. We're in a briefing room which we use for the CIA and Department of Defense and our on-sanctions briefings. Somebody from the U.S. Trade Representative sits there as my staff and I look at it, as my staff person I look at it, and then when we leave, she cannot go back in without me. So the standard. This is more secretive than I'm serious. This is actually more secretive. We have less access to this trade agreement than we do to CIA and Department of Defense briefings. So what are they trying to hide? And that's why they want to move this so fast. They just don't want a public discussion of this.
I'm with you. Brown.senate.gov, SherrodBrown.com. Senator Sherrod Brown, thank you, sir, for the great work you're doing.
Always. Thanks, Tom.
Great talk.